and welcome to Elevating Your Life. And we're going to elevate today. We are going to get wet too. I have an amazing guest to share with you today. We have Jenny Garufi. She began with her spiritual journey with a healing experience that healed 7 years of illness in just 3 weeks, sparking her profound life purpose. In the last 20 years, she has been dedicated to gathering and creating tools to help others. She is an internationally acclaimed author, speaker, teacher, and healer. Jenny empowers individuals with accessible tools, fostering self-love and self-worth, while overcoming obstacles to attract aligned relationships and life circumstances. Her latest book, the first in the series, Mindfulness Exercises in the Shower, fantastic book, offers 21 days of easy exercises and a practical way to begin your mindfulness practice using a blend of breath work, affirmations, visualization, and energetic alignment. She helps readers create profound change in just 3 minutes a day. First off, welcome, Jenny. I'm so excited.
So excited to be here, Paula.
Oh, just always great to see you. Well, I just absolutely loved your book, and I'm just doing a lot in it. Let's start with if you want to share any more of your background and maybe kind of what triggered you to write this, begin this series and do this amazing book about, the 3 minute shower reset.
Sure. Yeah, I've been on this journey for over 20 years. As you mentioned, I healed myself from 7 years of chronic illness in 3 weeks. That was kind of an awakening to the power of the mind. And I was like, okay, what else can I change? How can I learn more? And became a perpetual student and also a teacher, working a lot with one-on-one with clients, doing some readings, and the things that I found most in common with people working with like thousands of people over the last 20 years is that we usually say there's no time. There's no time for us.
Mhm.
There's no time for meditation. There's no time for the things that bring us joy. There's no time for intention setting. So I started teaching about like little windows of time you could do things, and I always recommended right when you get up, right before bed, and in the shower. And then it just kind of evolved to why not in the shower? Usually, even if you're a busy mom, usually get the shower to yourself. So you can say those affirmations, you can pay gratitude. It doesn't take long to switch our energy up. So taking those moments to really reclaim your mind instead of the grocery list and the to-dos or maybe worry, and really setting your day off on a positive note or ending your day. Whenever you shower, you can work it in. And my hope is these exercises start in the shower, but a lot of them can be integrated throughout your day.
I love it. I love it. And so, first off, why is water one of the most powerful tools for transformation? And how does it make us feel empowered? Where does water come into that?
Oh, water is so multifaceted. I mean, we're made mostly of water. So there is that. There's Dr. Emoto's work, which I love, which studied the power of words on water. So when positive words were spoken to a glass of water, they made these beautiful crystalline pictures. And when negative words were spoken to it, it made these pretty horrendously ugly pictures. So when we're talking to ourselves, like what is it doing to our body that's mostly made of water? There's that aspect. There's the aspect that water flows, and we want to be in flow. It flows around the rocks. It doesn't try to go through them as we often do as people. Let's just power through. It really is about appreciating that beauty of water and what it gives us, nutritionally. We know the feeling of being in the bath and shower, on a cold day, what that does to us. It's so healing in so many different ways and gives so much to us, but we rarely take the time to even notice. We're rushing through the shower. So, never mind the beauty of walking on a beach or looking at a lake. I mean, there's so many different ways water gives back to us, and it's another way to integrate it into our daily life and really appreciate that power.
I love it. I love it. And you say that we begin the practice of mindfulness when we do, the world starts to shift. And so, how can mindfulness help us? And how does it come into play, mindfulness while in the shower?
Well, usually we're on automatic pilot. We get up, we have our routines, we have the things we say to ourselves. Usually, the average person has 60,000 thoughts a day, 95% of them the same exact ones as yesterday, and 80% negative. So, when we're mindful, we can start listening to ourselves. I know when I was healing myself, I was talking to myself in such a horrendous manner. Oh, you can't do this today. You're going to disappoint this person today. Even when we're sick, we talk to ourselves in such a negative manner. So, it's really about speaking kinder to ourselves, becoming our best cheerleader instead of our biggest critic. And in the shower, it's such a beautiful time because you are in that relaxed setting. Hopefully no one's yelling at you or banging at the door. You're in that relaxed setting, you're by yourself, you have that beautiful healing element of water. Usually it's like, I know I like my showers hot, but however you like, it's the perfect temperature for you. And really, it's such a perfect time to be like, you know what, I'm going to harness my thoughts right now. I'm just going to check in and see how I'm doing. I know before this journey, Paul, like I would be in the shower, be like, did I even wash my hair today? I don't know. Like my brain was so busy with my to-do list and, complaining and just, yeah, groceries and all of these things that I wasn't mindful. And I know that the more we bring ourselves back to that present moment, the more we feel in control of our lives too. The more peace we invite in, the more we connect with people. We know the difference between talking to someone that's mindful and listening, talking to someone that's scrolling their phone. It's the same thing with our life. Like if we're mindful with our life, there's more gratitude, there's more joy that we're inviting in.
Yes. And something that you've mentioned is as we begin the practice of mindfulness, the world starts to shift. I mean, it makes such a change, doesn't it? It gets us out of there and
Sure
into
does.
here.
Yeah, it gets us into our heart, and
Yeah.
we notice that difference between everything we do. I mean, a walk becomes different. Instead of like being in our head grumbling, we're walking being like, "Whoa, look at that beautiful flower. I never noticed that tree before." Like there's so much more that we can see and invite in to be grateful for.
Yeah. And that's a good example. I mean, taking a walk or just looking out the window or on the porch, hearing a bird sing, seeing an adorable cloud. I love it when I see
I love
angel clouds, dog clouds. I love, oh, that looks just like a dog. And you can have so much fun when you just get out and just kind of open to that and slow down that chatter around you.
I love it. Yeah, it is. And the shower is such a perfect time for that too. But I
Mhm.
think if you start in the shower, that's a good time to start training your brain for those other moments. And then maybe, when someone annoys you at work or you get frustrated, you can remind yourself to return to that mindfulness and respond instead of react. Like really be in that present moment. It's like we're calling our power back instead of just being on this automatic pilot.
And so let's say, so being in the shower and then coming into gratitude and self-gratitude, how, what kind of shift can that do for us and how huge is that?
That's pretty huge. Because often we're criticizing ourselves. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, why did I do that? We're really in our heads or we're worried about what we might say or do or what that person might say or do. When we return to gratitude, it's really love and appreciation together. And it is so powerful for shifting. I say that was the number one tool that helped me to heal, because instead of focusing on my pain, I started focusing on my comfy bed. The fact that I could walk, the fact that my fingers didn't hurt, like just shifting that really started shifting. I mean, when we shift our emotions, our words, then we shift our emotions, and then we shift our energy. So everything really begins to change. And the self-love so important because we find it so easy to criticize ourselves over the silliest things, but yet we don't give ourselves credit for almost anything. The daily things we do. Maybe we're caring for a loved one. Maybe we call and check on someone. Maybe, we care for ourselves that day. We got in the shower, we made ourselves a healthy meal, like whatever it is, just giving ourselves that gratitude, it really balances the scales because I think it's human nature to say those negative things to ourselves once in a while, but the more we pay attention, the more we get better and better at it.
Yes. So with the amazing healing and transformation that you experienced, was part of that in creating practices like you talk about in your book? Did you create practices and kind of, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and then you saw what transformed? Tell us a little bit about that and what that was like.
Yeah, it was that gratitude was the most important. It was listening to my thoughts. It was definitely becoming mindful because I was horrendous. Again, I was complaining to myself about how much my legs hurt, and pain's real. It's visceral. I'm not discounting that. But what I couldn't do, how I felt I wasn't showing up as a mom or a daughter or, a friend, those messages were not positive and would not have aided it in me healing. They aided in me being sick for 7 years. They contributed to that. When I started shifting that, yeah, the tools of gratitude, the shower was always a time of relaxation for me. So it made sense that I would do some of my exercises there. I started trying to think of things I liked about myself when at the time I was so negative. So, caring for my kids. If I couldn't run after them, at least I could read them a story. Like really
Mhm.
shifting my mindset and knowing that, after doing that and after healing and working with clients, just realizing that we all kind of do the same thing. Most of us do the same thing, beat ourselves up. Even when we're hurting, we beat ourselves up about the way we're hurting, or we don't give ourselves credit for all we've made it through. So yeah, definitely some of the exercises definitely come from my own healing, and many come from working with clients.
So what would you say to someone that is, thinking to themselves right now, I really want to have more self-love. I'm not sure how I can do that. I'm just not going there. What would you say are some first steps to creating that self-love in your life and remembering to have gratitude for yourself and love yourself? What would you say to them?
Yeah, well, there are, I think, 9 exercises in my book on gratitude. So you definitely see that I find it very, very important. And the first couple of things are find one thing you like about yourself. The fact that you want to love yourself more is something to love about yourself. The fact that you are interested in nature, you care about people, you care about animals. There are so many things we take for granted that deserve to be celebrated. And really, it's noticing those little things that make us special. Maybe you like to draw or sew, or you love to swim. Like anything that you love is something to be grateful for. So
Yeah.
really, and knowing that you've made it through hard times. If you've been on this planet, you've made it through hard times. So being grateful for whatever you've overcome too. Maybe you've overcome difficult relationships or difficult family, or made it through a difficult job or a health challenge. Like all of these things are reasons to love yourself. And usually we come up with reasons not to love ourselves, but really to dive into that, and even spending those couple of minutes a day focusing on it. Oh, it's so uncomfortable. I know for my own life, like it is not what we're used to. And our brain will tell us, oh, you can't stay here another couple minutes. But the more we train ourselves to do that, Look, you'd have no problem. Most people have no problem going down the negative rabbit hole of, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. But what if we said, wow, I'm really proud of myself I did that. Wow, that took courage, that took strength, that took awareness to do that. It just shifts our whole way of being, and it shifts what we're attracting to us too. Because if we don't feel worthy, we're not going to attract relationships that make us feel worthy.
Mm, I love that. I love that. And you say that gratitude is truly a magical force and that it's an instant connection to a high vibration, and that starting or ending your day with self-gratitude will create noticeable shifts in your energy. I love that. I love that because, yeah, that's so true. Our vibration level and our thoughts, our mindfulness, that can affect where we reside. And gratitude is just huge for lifting us up to a higher vibration.
It absolutely is. And the morning, night, shower, I do find those are the three most powerful times. I find like our subconscious is a little more tuned in during those times, and it just goes even deeper.
I love it. I love it. Uh, and mindfulness, that that really is a powerful thing. And so when you pull it in and do these exercises in the shower, um, what what starting off would you say were the biggest effects and changes in how you felt when you started this journey of yours?
I started feeling lighter. I started feeling not as preoccupied because so many times we don't even realize we're down the rabbit hole. We could be an hour into it. Oh, why did that person do that to me? Oh, why did I say that? And we don't even recognize that we've just spent half an hour talking about it. So, or even my focus on my pain. I was so focused on my legs hurting, and I had been a dancer. So, my legs hurting was like my worst nightmare, really. So yes, things can be distracting. We know more than ever during this time, things can be very distracting, but we get to choose where to put our attention. And that is where the mindfulness comes in. We can choose to even hear a news story and be like, I'm going to give that a little bit of attention, but you know what? It gets 2 minutes, then I'm on to something else. The same thing is true in our own lives. Like, where are you putting that attention? Are you putting that attention on the person that maybe insulted you or said something bad? Or are you putting the attention on someone that complimented you? Because most people will focus on the negativity versus the compliment. So really, like, it changed my life in focusing on the goodness, because there was goodness. I had people in my life that I loved. I had a comfy bed. So to be able to focus on that, gratitude really does change everything. And everyone has something to be grateful for, running water. The fact that you have a shower, that's something to be
Yes,
grateful for. Hot
yes.
water is another thing to be grateful for. So, yeah, we can choose it in any moment. And the more we choose it, the more it gets easier to choose it. Or the more we start recognizing when we're starting to go down the rabbit hole instead of fully down the rabbit hole, which is very helpful.
I love it. I love it. And with starting with this, the 3-minute shower, I mean, that's time we already take. So
Yes.
it's already time in our schedule. We do our shower, and then as we're in our shower, we, do the practices, the gratitude, mindfulness, and then that can affect the whole variance of the rest of our day, can't it?
It sure can. Because think about how you start the shower normally. Are you conscious, like, at all? Like I said, sometimes I wouldn't even remember if I washed my hair. Are you worrying about the day? Are you bad mouthing your boss already? Like, are you,
Oh,
wondering if you'll have time for lunch? Like, what are you doing in the shower anyway? Besides cleaning yourself, you may as well pay attention to where your mind is and take that time to do something useful, and play a little bit too. Why not play in the water a little bit
yeah,
and become conscious of its healing elements as you're doing some of these exercises?
yeah. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, in the shower and thinking about all this stuff out there, and it's like, oh, did I wash my hair?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, my goodness. And isn't it just fantastic that we can make these little choices, do these practices, and really change so much in our lives, physically and mentally.
Yeah, it's really up to us. No one else is going to do this for us. You know, we are the ones in control of how we feel. I know a lot of times we're like, "Oh, if I had a better relationship. Oh, if I had a better job. Oh, if," but really we decide. We decide what is around us and we decide how things make us feel. And, you know, if we're in a situation that maybe isn't so happy right now, how are we going to nurture ourselves to make sure that we get through it? Are we showing up for ourselves or are we saying, oh, we're feeling like a victim to it, you know, and really just going down that negative rabbit hole? Like that's going to make things worse, you know, instead of showing up and saying, you know what, I'm strong. I've gotten through stuff before. I can get through this. You know, we can change that inner dialogue and then it changes our energy and it does change our day.
It does, it does. So what would you say about affirmations? Do you see affirmations as something good to kind of pull into the routine?
Yeah, I think I look at affirmations a little differently than some people. I love affirmations, but I say this say them so they're like 80 to 90% true and maybe 10, 20% wiggle room.
Yes,
So,
yes,
you
me
know,
too.
if you are like,
Like
if
it's
you're,
done, it's there.
yeah, if
I
you're
say yes to it, it's there.
Yeah, yes, it's there. And also, I mean, if you're struggling to pay rent and you're saying I'm a billionaire, like your subconscious is going to call
Yeah,
BS on that. Like it's going to
yeah.
be like, "No, you're not.
To
What are you
stretch.
talking about?" So, really to say something that's like mostly what we know, like when I was healing, I was like, I'm working on my healing every day. I'm getting better every day. Something that feels like you can say, yeah, yeah, like,
Getting
yeah, I
better
am
every
doing
day.
that. I
I
am
love
that.
that. And just put that out there because really what we put out there, it makes a difference. What we
It's
speak, what we think. And it's so wonderful that, we have that ability and that's how energy works and mindfulness.
It sure is. And our energy, Paula, too, like meets people before we even meet them. So say I've had like clients where their husbands are coming home and they're already grumbling about something, like in their head, like their spouse is going to feel that as soon as they walk in the door. Like we know when we walk in the door if someone feels loving or if the energy feels off. So really, we can only control our energy, but then that does like when you see someone in the grocery store, you can create a smile from them just by your own energy. That energy spreads. So it really is, there is a ripple effect. Like it begins with us, but it does ripple outward.
I've always been amazed how someone in a crowded room with a big smile on their face, how that can change the energy in the whole room. It really can.
Yeah, it's inviting, it's infectious, and we know the power of walking into a room where everyone's sad versus walking in a room where everyone's happy. Like we do feel energy. We might not call it that, like some people might not necessarily acknowledge it. But if you ask them, have you walked, would you know the difference if you walked in a room where people were happy or sad? They would know the difference.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's a visceral feeling.
yes. And I do see reactions if I'm in the grocery store and there's a good song on and I'm dancing while I shop.
I love that. I want to go grocery shopping where you go.
Love it. I love it. Oh, and when I was with my granddaughter in the store in Tennessee, I was dancing and she started dancing. I was like, yeah,
Oh, that's
oh,
so
precious. Oh, oh my goodness. Jenny, you are so awesome. Well, listen, we have about 3 minutes left in the show. What last message do you want to share with everyone? And do you want to share website information, anything like that to the guests today?
Sure. Well, firstly, I'd like to say, I mean, this is such a challenging time to be on this planet, and we are in control of how we feel. And my book offers easy ways to really take control of your energy and time. You already have those 3 minutes, not even your whole shower time. Take 3 minutes of your shower time and just focus on you. You deserve it. You deserve to feel happier. You deserve to invite in more peace. And that really is the message behind my book. You get the book on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, or order it through their local bookstore to support local. I always encourage people to do that. And they can find me on my website, Jenny Garufi, JennyGarufi.com. Follow me on Substack or social media, Instagram. I am happy to be able to offer tools to people that just make their life easier, especially during this time. We deserve it. We've been through a lot. We really deserve a lot more laughter, joy, peace, and ease in our life.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. And one last question. This is the beginning of the series. When
Yes.
can we expect to see book number 2?
That'll be next year. It's 80% done, but it's not in editing. This one focuses on the mind and mindfulness in the shower. The next one's the body. And then the third one will be spirit. So mind, body, spirit, just basically how to switch those up in the shower.
Oh, I love it. I love it because yeah, mindfulness and combined with spiritual energy. Oh my gosh, that's a beautiful bubble, isn't it?
It sure is.
Oh, Jenny, I'm just so thrilled to have you share all these wonderful messages and your fantastic book. And it is really, simple little tools that we can all benefit from. And I'm really grateful for that. It's sharing a great message and changing a lot of lives.
Thank you so much, Paula. It's always so much fun to speak with you.
Yes, yes. And I'm going to have gratitude today for being able to chat with Jenny.
Thank you.
Uh, Everyone out there, have a fantastic day and love, hugs, and blessings. You are awesome and just so great to have you at watching my show on a regular basis. I'm really grateful. Jenny, I'm just so grateful to have met you and, just love it. You are a gift. Love, hugs, and
Thank you.
thank you. Bye, everyone.